This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Tuesday. We've had discussions off the air. Somebody's all about him.
Come on.
No, I'm just saying. It's fine.
I didn't choose
Yes, you did.
for the big
Negotiated
voice
the contract.
guy.
No, negotiating your contract. I know it was. I know. Look, I know for a fact. There we go. Now it sounds real. You negotiated in there to make sure that everyone talked about you before you were on with us.
Does it show up on days when I'm not here?
Yes.
Does Bobby put the kibosh on it?
Yeah,
No, we're not talking about another show.
We're talking Roosters. We'll go out there. Come out there and get Austin's autograph. That's fine. He's Austin Ward. I'm Tito. Bodie's over there. Bodie, how are you today?
I am fantastic, Tito.
He wasn't ready for you.
I know he was.
I was checking audio.
That's okay. Are we on?
We're
We're
on.
live. We're good.
Yep, we're good.
Had some issues with that this week. Right? Yesterday we had issues.
Yeah. We were silent for
A while.
20 minutes.
I'm Tito. Austin Ward to my left. He's in for Bobby. Bobby's on the cruise.
Not yet. He's leaving
see?
for it.
This is what he does. Okay?
I thought we wanted to.
No, make it about me, and then also I'll correct the host. That's fine.
I just think in the interest of full disclosure and transparency, which is important on the Morning Juice.
Transparency. I'll take my pants off. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. If you're not looking at the Beat with Austin and Berm, which he likes to promote, which they do very well, they kick our butt as far as downloads go. But I'm not going to do that right now today. Also, we are live on Facebook and Twitter. Morning News sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. Big show lined up for you today. The Buckeyes, the basketball Buckeyes, host Wisconsin, number 24 Wisconsin tonight. That's a big game.
It's critical.
Is it must win?
I think after letting the Virginia one get away, you might have bought yourself some margin for error if you'd closed out that quad one victory and put that on the resume. It's still a glaring absence on this body of work for the Buckeyes. And to get off the wrong side of the bubble, I do think that it's a must-win, especially when you're counting it down. Now we're down to six games. You know, the last time I was in here, we were a couple of weeks ago, and before the Super Bowl, and it's like, well, you have 9-10 games. You know, you don't have to win them all. You can get 7-3 down the stretch. 8-2 would be great. But that said, that was such a tall mountain to climb even then, given the difficulty of that slate ahead of them. Got a couple games that they needed, but they just can't put together consecutive performances. They can't build a streak, and that's going to make it really challenging, I think, to get into the dance. This is one, I know that term gets thrown around a lot, and this is different than one of the don't lose games, can't lose games. This is, you're running out of opportunities to put a significant signature victory out there for the committee to evaluate.
Bodie must win?
I would say so, yeah. Because you're just at a point, echoing off of what Austin said, and then building onto that, like we talked about yesterday a little bit, between Michigan State, Iowa, Purdue.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not going to win all those. And that's okay. You don't necessarily need to, but you need to win some of them. And this is one of the ones that I would say at home too.
Yes.
Mobley, I don't know. I mean, we'll see if he's back. They need him back,
back.
obviously. But put your gear on, Mobley.
Yes, exactly. Number 10, women, OSU at number 23, Minnesota on Wednesday. Cavs host Brooklyn on Thursday. Yo, Brooklyn, where you at? Inglewood, always up to no good. There we go.
Can you name one player on the Nets? I don't know that I can.
On the Nets?
Honestly. Yeah.
Paul Pierce.
One point in time. Yeah.
No.
Brooklyn Legends.
Michael Ray Richardson.
Michael Porter Jr. actually does play for the Nets. I thought that's what you were going to say. I was like, that's a pretty good job out of you, Tito.
I don't have any Brooklyn Nets in my
that's all
in
right.
the holster there.
The Bansa or Peterson. Just name one of the upcoming
Future
top
ones.
5 draft
yes,
picks.
Let's do that. All right, Bodie, you now today have the tough task, easy task, make you smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, guys. Happy Tuesday,
Imaging.
February 17th, 2026, 48th day of the year.
Who's 48?
I got nothing for you, man.
Do you have a 48 uniform number? Give me somebody.
There's a gap in there where high 40s to like.
No, come on.
48.
Austin, name some Buckeye that was 48.
I don't know if anybody wants 48. I'm blanking on that one.
I'm going to look. Okay, you have one job.
I think Ryan Rudzinski is 48.
We're not doing that.
That's a deep pull.
Toy Hunter.
Okay, there you go. His son played at Notre Dame.
Bud
Tito.
Dupree.
Bud Dupree. Pittsburgh Steelers legend, among others.
Yes.
48th day of the year, 317 days left in 2026. Some events here all the way back in 1801. Thomas Jefferson is elected as the third president of the United States of America. Jumping ahead here, not a ton of events.
I thought Tito was supposed to guess what number president
3.
was. I think if he couldn't, we'd have problems if he couldn't get Thomas Jefferson.
You think he could have? Yes, I just said 3.
Okay.
So yeah,
top 5. I knew he was. Yeah.
Top 5. Yeah,
Maybe like one of the fifth, as far as like the first fifth.
I think he's in everybody's
5.
top 5.
He might be.
In terms of
is he?
first
What
5
dollar bill?
presidents.
Is he $2 bill?
Oh,
Who's on the $2 bill? Is Jefferson?
Coach.
I don't know if I've seen a $2 bill.
Yeah,
You've
me
never
neither.
seen one? All right.
I know George is on the 1.
That's fine. Lincoln on the 5.
Ben's on the 100.
Yeah, Benjamin's.
Not a Franklin. Not a president.
It's all
but
about the Benjamins.
It is.
Abe's. Which one? Abe.
Abe's on the 5. Yeah.
Okay. After that,
I think
I don't use a lot of cash.
Yes, Jefferson's on the $2 bill.
Nice. That's you know what, Tito. It's a pretty good pull out of you.
Thank you very much.
Should have made him the $3 bill.
It's on the $16 bill also. I've got a bunch of those that I bought. I got a great deal on them too. I got them for $14 each.
Wow.
Yeah.
$16
bill.
Hook me up with your guy.
I will.
1968, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame opens up in Springfield, Massachusetts. You guys ever been in any Hall of Fame outside of Canton?
No, I've been to Canton. I want to go to all of them. I do. That's like my dream is Cooper. Wow.
A big dream.
That's a sad dream. Now I'm 54 years old, damn near 55. My dream is to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I missed something somewhere.
If you dream it, you can do it, Tito.
Yeah.
NFL Hall of Fame is the only sports Hall of Fame. College Football Hall of Fame as well.
I've been to the College Football Hall of Fame used to be
In South Bend, Indiana.
Stop.
It did.
No, listen. It used to be in Mason, Ohio before that.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was right by Kings Island.
Oh.
And I went there as a child.
Great
We
double
went
dip.
family trip to Kings Island, stopped at the College Football Hall of Fame.
Go to the water park across the way, too?
No. Don't you dare. Anyway.
The beach?
The beach, yes, that was the thing. Yes, that was the other one. But so it was there. I remember specifically because they had a display where they had a football on a chain. Okay? On a chain.
Yeah.
Because you can't steal it.
Yeah, of course.
And you'd put it on a tee. And when you put it on the tee, it would start the timer. Like it had a button on there, it would start the timer. And you had to try to kick a field goal with 3 seconds left. So it was like you put it on the tee, 3, 2, 1. You had to kick it and make it before the timer went off.
Did you make it?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. What a stupid question.
While the ball stayed on the chain?
It was on the chain still the whole time.
Must have been a long chain.
It was.
1972, the Volkswagen Beetle overtakes the Model T as the world's best-selling car. Never owned one. Probably don't think I ever will, but maybe one day. I did own a Volkswagen.
If you dream it, you can do it, buddy. Let's all chase our dreams today.
It feels like
it was a Jetta, though, not a Beetle.
Oh, God, I took my mom's Jetta, went airborne.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, it was a bad deal.
Right on.
Go, it's fine.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes, it was.
A couple years later, in 1974, the 16th Daytona 500, Richard Petty becomes the first driver to win back-to-back titles. Was in his 5th Great American Race, so won 2 of his first 5. That's a pretty good start for him. 1975, AC/DC releases their debut studio album, High Voltage. They actually only released it at first in Australia. Go. 9 years later, in 1984, the movie Footloose is released into theaters. Those kids just wanted to dance.
Remember when soundtracks used to be great?
I do. Did you ever want to dance like Kevin Bacon?
I do dance like Kevin Bacon. What are you talking about? Because if you dream it.
No, listen. I wish I was a good dancer.
I'm not a good dancer.
Well, it's never too late.
Are you
Tito.
a good dancer?
No.
Okay. I really wish I could That's my dream.
Okay.
Well, that's my dream. Here we
I
go.
have some
top
words of
5
advice
dreams?
for you.
Now listen, I want to be a dancer.
Is that above or below going to the Hall of Fame?
It's not too
Above.
late.
Okay. Yeah.
What if you're dancing right outside Cooperstown? Just two-stepping on into the Baseball Hall of Fame? I can picture it now.
You know what? I've got friends who are dancers who I don't like.
Yeah.
Because I hold that against them.
Well,
because they think they're showing off.
You can dance if you want to, Tito.
I know. You
can
leave your friends behind.
behind.
I know, because your friends don't dance if they don't dance, no friends of mine.
Well,
I get it.
because they don't respect you for being able to dance, or they hate you for
I
it.
really want to dance. I do.
You can get some lessons for that.
I know.
Yeah. Sounds like a fun hobby, honestly.
But
What kind? Line dancing, ballroom dancing?
I want,
Just want to have some
listen,
rhythm?
Above.
when the wedding starts,
Oh,
when they do
yeah.
the dances, I want to be able to go out there
Everybody
and be like,
knows.
oh, look,
Tito time.
there's Tito.
There's
I want
Tito.
them to
Well,
be around me, like
they might be
clapping.
able to determine that.
I'm
even
not sure
without
that's
being
the
a
way
good
they would
dancer,
say
but-
it. Oh, no.
I would do it.
There's Tito.
That's what I want to dance.
He's such a great dancer. It makes
wanna
me
dance.
so mad.
That's what I want. I want people to hate me because I'm better than them.
1998. How about this? Today in
Yes.
women's sports continue. 1998, the U.S. women defeat Canada 3-1 to win gold and the first ever women's hockey tournament in the
Chris
Olympics.
said pole dancing, by the way, but I'm not doing that. Go ahead.
Actually, looks like I got these dates mixed up a little bit. That's all right. We'll go backwards in time for
Sure.
a minute. Not a fun one here. 1992, the convicted serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer,
Oh, here we
Buckeye,
go.
was
Yes,
sentenced,
Buckeye.
was sentenced to
Developed here.
15 consecutive life terms for a series of gruesome murders. He was later killed by a fellow prison
But
inmate.
you're dead.
Which probably
You still have more time.
You might earn that one. And then 2014, Jimmy Fallon begins hosting The Tonight Show as he replaced Jay Leno. Some birthdays. How about this one? Born all the way back on this date in 1893. Not a man who was not something you'd be well known for here. Wally Pipp was born
Wally
on this
Pipp,
date
yeah.
in 1893.
Well, people have never forgot his name.
That's
Right,
true, but
as Austin's in
Hey.
for Bobby today, right? Here we go.
Big, I guess
Wally Pips on the cruise.
he kind of invented the
I didn't say it.
No, you did.
all publicity is good publicity, I
Yes.
suppose. 1936, born on this date, Browns legendary running back Jim Brown.
In 9 record-setting seasons, Jim Brown led the league in rushing 8 times. Brown was a 3-time MVP. He is the only runner ever to average over 100 yards per game and over 5 yards per carry for a career. He was the NFL's all-time leading rusher and touchdown king when he retired. With an NFL championship and nothing more to accomplish, Brown walked away when he was just 29.
When I quit, I was happy. I had 9 good years. I did all the things I wanted to do. I went into movies. I started talking to pretty girls. Oh, I've never looked back.
Okay.
There you go.
He could have done the second part before.
Yes.
Well, good
He,
point. Fair.
One of the all-time greatest college lacrosse players.
At Syracuse.
Yeah,
Right,
Syracuse.
yep.
Yeah, he was a top-ranked lacrosse player in
Yeah.
the country at Syracuse. Yeah.
Passed away just a couple years ago, or I guess 2-3 years ago now in 2023. Born on this date in 1942, the political activist and co-founder, Tito. Sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party.
Oh, here we go.
Co-founder of the Black Panther Party, that was Huey P. Newton. He passed in 1989. Born on this date in 1972, the former drummer of the Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins. He sadly passed a few years ago in 2022. Guitarist for Lynyrd Skynyrd, Ricky Medlock, turned 76 years old today. How about this one? The GOAT, many call him, turning 63 years old today. That would be Michael Jordan.
They were tough. Every time I go in that game and come out, I got a new scratch. It became personal with me. I knew that Jerry Krause loved Dan Martin. And just because Krause liked him was enough for me. You think he's a great defensive player? Okay, fine. I'm gonna show you that he's not. Clyde was a threat. You know, I'm not saying he wasn't a threat, but me being compared to him, I
Did you say
took offense
Clyde
to
wasn't
that.
a threat?
And George
He
Carl does not come over and speak to him.
He walked right past me. Now look at my, really? Oh, so that's how you gonna play it? I said, it's a crock of shit. You know, we went to Carolina. We know Dean Smith. You know, I see him in the summer. We play golf. You gonna do
He may
this?
have
Okay,
missed
fine.
one there, Bodie. I'm not sure.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do
Dylan's
that.
fault.
His
heart's racing now.
Dylan's fault. No, it's Dylan's fault.
Whoops.
It's Dylan's fault. Dylan!
It's a crock of crap.
Yes,
Michael.
it is, Dylan.
Language.
And I took that personal.
I did.
Took it personally. Continuing with birthdays here, the comedian Larry the Cable Guy, who I think we saw on the
No
TV
curse
yesterday,
words.
is coming to Columbus here soon, if I'm not
he is.
mistaken. He turned 63
Toe
today
Mater.
as well. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Mater.
How about this one? Big day in the movie scene. Director of many films, among them Bad Boys, Transformers, 13 Hours. Basically, if you watch a movie that was directed by this guy, you're going to see a lot of action and explosions because Michael Bay turning 61 years old today.
I have witnessed their capacity for courage. And though we are worlds apart, like us, there's more to them than meets the eye. I am Optimus Prime, and I send this message to any surviving Autobots taking refuge among the stars. We are here. We are waiting.
If that doesn't get you juiced, I don't know what will.
Closing out a movie with a little Lincoln Park.
Oh, yeah, every time.
And a Transformer.
Optimus Prime just gives the greatest speech you've ever heard in your life.
This is the planet for us. They've got Lincoln Park here. Listen to this.
Now. Yes.
That's awesome. Love it. I wrote down, normally I'll write down, maybe guitarist, singer,
Right.
Et cetera, et cetera. I just wrote down celebrity on this one because I'm not really sure what she ever actually did. I just know of her.
Okay.
But Paris Hilton turns 45 years old today.
Oh.
I don't really know when she
Influencer.
became famous. Sure, yeah. I don't
She
even.
was famous for
couldn't
being
tell you
pretty
the
and
last
rich.
time I
Yeah.
heard anything from
Pretty
her
much.
either. But
Television star.
Right.
Pop star.
No, not a pop star.
Oh, yeah.
And she pop star?
She made a pop album.
I understand.
And then she circled back around it. I think she did a movie or put out more music again recently that's like,
Nice.
music changed my life,
Okay.
improved my life.
Well,
You got to stay up on all the Paris Hilton haps, Tito.
I got you.
It's critical to keep your finger on the pulse.
also turning 45 years
Also,
old.
she made a movie once that you had to download illegally.
like Kim K.
I can't. It's a comeback story. I can't.
Celebrity fits the
Okay.
bill. I think that's fair. Also turning 45 years old. 45 years old today. I couldn't believe this guy was 45. I feel like he still looks pretty young. Good for him.
Austin Ward?
The actor, well, him too. But the actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt, known for probably most notably Inception and The Dark Knight Rises.
Go.
I need to see Bruce Wayne.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wayne doesn't take unscheduled calls, even from a police officer.
And if I go get a warrant for the investigation of Harvey Dent's murder, I still count as unscheduled.
Had to watch it twice.
What can I do for you, officer?
Didn't get it the first time.
Commissioner Gordon's been shot. He chased a gunman down into the sewers. I pulled him out. He was babbling about an underground army,
He was in
a masked
half
man
a
called Bane.
Well, shouldn't you
got
be
it
telling your
second time.
superior
First
officers
time.
about this?
They asked me if he saw any giant alligators.
It's
He needs you.
disabled.
He needs the Batman.
Bruce Wayne.
I got
Bruce
it now.
Wayne?
I get it.
Turning 35 years old today, singer Ed Sheeran.
Thinking out loud, maybe we found love right where we are.
No harmonies, Tito?
One of many songs.
I-
Yeah,
I-
not Ed
I-
Sheeran.
No, listen. I think it's disrespectful.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying,
Fair
like
to him or to you?
yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Both. Yeah, there you go. Missed one. Yeah, see, second time I try to put these normally in order, but sometimes when I write them, I forget to
okay, Carter.
swing it back.
We wouldn't
around.
know
But
any better.
nevertheless- Well,
Yeah,
you will
right,
as soon as I say his age.
Genghis Khan.
The lead singer of Green Day, Billy Joe Armstrong, turns 54 years old today.
He looked a lot more than 54 as a super did.
He looked like Asian.
If Boney was impressed with the way Ed Sheeran and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are aging, I'm not sure he'd say the same thing for Billy
Probably
Joe
not.
Armstrong.
No, Bill.
Harder
looks-
life, maybe.
Looks like he's had some fun.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah,
You're
good
only
for
here
him. Exactly. Yes.
You only do it once.
27.
Actress Bonnie Wright turns 35 years old today. She's best known for her role as Ginny Weasley in the Harry Potter movies.
God, I thought you said Jenny. I was thinking of Forrest Gump. Go ahead.
Jenny.
That's a much
Jenny.
different. That's a much different one. That popped in my feed today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Why not?
Just
Just
an
kind of
all-time villain.
All-time villain.
I think so.
She lived it. I mean, you want to talk about living hard lives, though. Her upbringing was.
It wasn't great.
I mean, that'll
I'm not
mess
gonna lie.
with your
It wasn't
head,
great.
man.
Yes,
That'll-
but still.
That'll bleep you up a good bit.
Forrest.
Well,
Named
that's
after
an
his daddy.
origin story. They don't just become villains for fun.
You're right.
And then last but not least, also turning 35 years old today is the actor Jeremy Allen White, probably most notably The Bear, and then he recently played Bruce Springsteen in a movie there. Some passings, both in the last handful of years here. 2021, the political radio host Rush Limbaugh at the age of 70. And then 2025, just a year ago today, at the age of 95, actor Gene Hackman. Holidays and observances today. It is Pluto Day. Even though, it's funny, I have my sheet
dog or
for
the planet?
tomorrow.
Exactly, yes.
And
You have your what tomorrow?
My sheet, S-H-E-E-T.
Sheet. Okay, I'm sorry. Because I know if it was a Uranus joke. Go ahead.
And so on February 18th, tomorrow, Pluto was discovered, but for some reason today is Pluto Day, so makes sense.
You
gotta be ready for it.
Australia.
Sure.
Tomorrow.
National Cauliflower Day. Not one of my favorite vegetables, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
National Cabbage Day, speaking of.
No.
What is going on here?
National Random Acts of Kindness Day.
Rack.
So do something kind today. And it has to be random, though. You can't,
Can't
plan it out.
It just has to
No.
happen.
No.
And then, of course, last but not least, ahead of Ash Wednesday, it is Fat Tuesday. So load up, Tito. 40
P-H-A-T.
days of fasting begins tomorrow. You ready?
Yeah, right. Ask me tomorrow.
It's really good for you. Once you
I'd
get
have
over
heard.
the hump
No, I understand. That's
I don't really know when. I've never done a long fast, but once you get past that initial hunger, I think
I think Jay-Z says the
rolling
third day.
downhill. Okay, there you go.
P-H-A-T.
Yeah.
It is.
Bob's talked about it before too. Yeah, I think he did I don't know. He did a few weeks
listen,
or something.
Here, Bob is notoriously absent to do this because now we can't say, hey, fasting. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Fat. He won't do it, but we won't hold him to it because he's gone now for the beginning of it.
I think if he comes back and you told him to do it and you made him a bet.
Oh yeah. Oh no, he would do it then.
He'd put
Yes.
some stakes
he
in the
probably would,
line.
yes. He would do it.
Be
then.
tough on the cruise.
It would. Yes.
That would be It'd be a tough time
listen,
to do it.
I don't think there's anything fasting going on that cruise other than the fasting of the drinks coming to the people. That's where it's fast.
I have been on the Buckeye cruise
You have?
one time.
Okay.
The drinks do go down rapidly.
I'm sure.
For the general.
Yes.
And they did for me as well. And Mr. Schlegel, before we had even left the port, he had coolers on both shoulders.
Of course
it's what did I get in for here? This is going to be
That's what he does.
an experience.
All right, coming up next. Look, he's a sicko, but he's our sicko. Jacob Reimer joins us. We'll talk college hoops next. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're already there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today. at v.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
It's not Bobby and Tito. It's Austin and Tito. It's also Bodie Wells and then this guy. And I got to tell you, I feel cool, but also dirty. Because we're doing this with Jacob Reimer. 10 TV's Jacob Reimer, by the way. 10 TV. And he's doing it right now. Do you know why he's doing it at this time, Austin?
Well, because he still has a young child at home, so he doesn't sleep.
Wife and daughter are asleep. Like, we were going to do later, but it's like, no, wait, because I got to warm up the wife's car, get the kid ready, all this kind of stuff. Like, all these different things have to happen.
He's a wonderful human.
He's a great human being.
And I hope he's feeling better than he was on Saturday.
Oh, God, that's harsh. Hello, Jacob. How are you, buddy?
I mean, what do you mean harsh? I hope he's feeling better.
No, I heard the stories. I did not. And by the way, Ryan, just so you know, I defended your honor off air. Okay.
Well, good morning, fellas. I appreciate you defending my honor, Tito. I think it was just a little 24-hour thing. We got through it, and we're chilling now. We're doing great.
People of your age, people of your ilk, if I hear they have vomited on a Saturday morning, I assume it's for Friday night festivities. But I said no. I said not Reimer, not on my watch.
I told you it was 8 p.m.
Whatever it was. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, I knew that Reimers was truly because he was sick, not because of stuff he did on Friday.
Yeah, it was definitely Saturday night. I think it was something that I ate from Valentine's Day lunch with the wife. But I just want to say shout out to everybody that was there to support and help get through it. Beam, Adam King, Baker came in, Skip and those guys out there. Like, it was a full team effort, and I appreciate everybody that helped me get through it.
Just coincidentally, it was a great weekend in college basketball. I'm not saying that's what led to what happened, but it was a fantastic weekend in college basketball. Lots of big games. And there's big games tonight too, right?
Yeah, it's last night set the tone for what this week's going to be. You had Houston and Iowa State deliver a good old-fashioned Big 12 rock fight. Iowa State closed the last 7 minutes on a 17-4 run, which against a Kelvin Sampson-led Houston team is almost unheard of. Like, Iowa State was making winning plays down the stretch, getting the extra hustle plays. Like, Tamin Lipsey got an offensive rebound on a free throw in the final seconds that helped clinch it. And Tamin Lipsey, it's what he does, but just as an outside college basketball fan watching that game and not knowing who Tamin Lipsey is, he's a 6'3" guard that is just stocky. He's built, and to go and make a winning play like that on an offensive rebound on a free throw while you're in the lane too, not on the outside, like you're on the inside amongst all the bigs, and you come away with that offensive rebound in a game that was almost like it was a Final Four caliber game, was awesome. And then, yeah, like you mentioned, tonight you got Michigan is at Purdue, which that's going to be an absolute scene at Mackey Arena. And then this weekend you have Arizona and Houston and Michigan Duke again. Like, that's a potential Final Four preview, honestly, on Saturday night. It's going to be unbelievable.
What about tonight, Reimer? We've been kicking it around. It feels like we're ready to put a must-win tag on this for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and it's The hill to get into the NCAA tournament is getting much steeper for the Buckeyes. You got to find a way to start flipping some of these close games, and I felt like they had a shot against Virginia, and like you played a very good 30 minutes of basketball. Like everything was falling the way it needed to for Ohio State to pull off that win, especially without John Mobley Jr. You started out up 11. Bruce Thornton was having a masterful performance, one of his best performances as a Buckeye, I think. Like he was just getting to his spots, just doing like vintage Bruce Thornton stuff. He was just doing what he does. Amari Bynum stepped up into a big role, and you asked a lot of Taysom Chapman getting his first start, the most minutes that he's ever seen in his college career too, with everything that he's gone through. And I felt like he did okay, but just the last 10 minutes of like you had wasted possessions, you had bad execution on offense, and I think it was the same thing that you saw up in Ann Arbor, where they played a solid 32 minutes of basketball, and then Michigan wore them down. Virginia wore them down defensively. They turned up their pressure. They picked them up full court. They forced some turnovers and made some big time shots. And at the end of the day, like we can keep saying that there's so many opportunities still ahead, which there are. Like they have some resume boosting games still on the schedule down the stretch here and into the Big Ten tournament. But like you still have to find a way to win those tight ball games. And Wisconsin's no joke. Like you saw it a few weeks ago when they were up there in Madison and they shot the lights out against the Buckeyes, even though Ohio State was up early in that game too. But they have one of the best backcourt tandems in John Blackwell and Nick Boyd. I've been all in on Wisconsin since the offseason of being an underrated team because of those two. And I'm a big proponent of guards leading you in March, and those two are definitely are a tandem that can carry a team through March. So you're going to see a show between those two tonight in Columbus for sure.
10 TV's Jacob Reimer joins us right here on Morning Juice. Jacob, the Michigan State, I feel like a lot of times we rate Michigan State based on reputation. Is this Michigan State team legit Elite Eight talent?
I mean, I think there's definitely a world and a path to where they can get to the Elite Eight. The only thing that I worry about them is their shooting. And I feel like that's been the same story for them the past few years. Like right now on KenPom, they're 7th in defensive efficiency, which is great. They're one of the best defenses in the country. They really get after you. They make it physical. But offensively, they're 43rd in offensive efficiency. Like it's not a pretty style of offense. I mean, they love to run, which that's fun. And they have high flyers like Cohen Carr that can just sky through the roof for a dunk. Jeremy Fears, whatever you want to say about him with all the tripping allegations that he's going through and being Grayson Allen 2.0 and everything, he still had some awesome performances. He's an elite point guard that can set up others extremely well. I think their ceiling is probably Elite Eight, but I feel like when it really gets down to it, the shooting and the shot making isn't all there, and they can get cold really quickly. So I could see them getting to the second weekend for sure because of Tom Izzo alone, but I don't have a ton of faith in the Spartans getting to the Final Four, winning a national championship, to be honest.
Did you notice, Tito, how he snuck in that shot at Duke? Just subtle.
That's what I did. Yeah, I know.
Just very sneaky, Reimer. Is Miami, Ohio going to have to go undefeated to make the tournament?
God, don't do this.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Like if they get one
loss,
even
they get in,
losses,
right? One loss, and then two MAC teams get in,
Yeah.
right? If they lose in the tournament.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just asking for his numbers. I need the Reimer.
I know.
Bubble watch.
The Reimer RPI. The Reimer PI.
That's right.
It would be an absolute shame if they end up going one, even two losses, and you're going to have a 30-plus win team not make the NCAA tournament. Like there's a lot of things wrong with that. And like, I love what they're doing right now too, because there is all the talks right of how many losses can they afford. And they're starting to roll too, like right at the right time. They're beating teams with full control, trying to turn off all the narratives, which is awesome. And I hope they do. I hope they just continue to win and shut everybody up and go on and find a way and get into the NCAA tournament. Like that's really all it is. If you win, you take care of business, you're going to be in the NCAA tournament. Don't even leave it up to chance. But as a sicko like me, I would love a 2-bid MAC because Akron is a lot of fun too.
Just so you know, Austin. Yeah. Okay, you got married. Did your wife take your name?
Yes.
Okay, Jacob Reimer's wife took Vince Carter's name, which I thought was interesting, but he's here right now with us on 10 TV. It's fine. It's okay. No one's judging. It's okay. She can take Vince Carter's name. That's okay. It's justified. When there's all this talk about in college football with like eliminating conference championship games because of the fact that we want to get to the expanded playoff and all this stuff. I love conference tournament week with college basketball. And I know some of the lower level, some of the not power conferences play the week before. I've always wondered, Jacob, if it would make sense for like the Big Ten to adjust the schedule and play the week before everybody else and have that extra time off before the NCAA tournament starts. Your thoughts on that?
I've never thought of it that way, of having that extra time off. I mean, I know
Ask
like
your
they
wife,
still
Mrs. Carter.
have like oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
I mean they still have like if you're not a bubble team and playing in Dayton, you still have what 3 days off before before you get going. So I mean, you got a little bit of a break. I've always loved watching the Big Ten championship right into Selection Sunday. That's just how I love that Sunday in March. I mean, I love that the mid-majors have their own week to kind of get it going too. Like you got Arch Madness a week before everything, which is an unbelievable conference tournament. The MAC's is before it too, I believe. So like it's cool to have the mid-majors have a week to their own in a conference tournament week where you can kind of lock in on them on a full day of basketball and kind of get an idea of what teams you're going to see in the NCAA tournament and like who could pull off an upset, who could make a Cinderella run out of these mid-major schools, and then it sets up for the big boys in the big conference tournament week with all the power schools and just the chaos that's going to bring, because some of these conference tournaments are going to be absolutely insane. Like the Big 10 is going to be nuts, Big 12 is going to be an absolute war. Like that semifinal could easily be Final Four right there. So I don't know. I get what you're saying on getting that extra rest. The Big Ten did that, like I think in 2017, when they played in the Garden, they were a week before everybody. I mean, it might help them so that they can end that national championship drought. So maybe that'd be something to experiment and see. But no, I'm always loving watching the Big Ten championship rolling right into Selection Sunday.
You said that we were going to see a show or a potential show in the Schott tonight, Reimer. Also that this climb is getting steeper for the Buckeyes. What is your official prediction for Ohio State, Wisconsin?
You know, college basketball is so weird that Wisconsin is looking like one of the hottest teams in college basketball right now. And they've got 2 of the more impressive wins in a row, winning at Illinois and Michigan State at home. And then like college basketball is weird enough to where they're going to come into the Schott tonight and lay a dud, and Ohio State's going to get a quad 2 win.
Woo!
I mean that's just how college basketball works. I've seen it a time or two. We'll have to see. Like I still feel like this Ohio State team is motivated and they know what they need to do. They're playing hard. They're competing against some of these NCAA tournament teams. Like Virginia is a projected top 4 seed. So I think Bruce Thornton's going to have to wear the cape again. Taysom Chapman getting some starter minutes under his belt. I feel like he's going to bounce back pretty well. I think it all comes down to Amari Bynum too, because I feel like he's what really elevates their ceiling. I know not having Mobley really hurts, but that's where Amari Bynum stepping in is a big factor and really elevates their ceiling to what they can truly be. So it's going to be a fun game tonight, I think, and how Ohio State handled Wisconsin in the first half up in Madison, I think will continue for a full game tonight.
He's got the glasses. He's got the cool hair. He's dressed in all black. It feels like to me, Austin, he's ready for like a 1998 poetry jam at some like campus bar.
This man got up at 6:20 to talk to you on this show.
I know.
And you're taking shots, man.
Not. His daughter, Jordan Worthy, is still sleeping. I appreciate that. Mrs. Carter's got to get off to her job. Thank you for all this time, Jacob. We'll have you on again soon.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
He is 10 TV's Jacob Reimer joining us there. I appreciate that. God, I love that dude.
He's the best.
You know, it bothers me that he's so damn talented and young.
You'll get over it.
I won't. No. Listen, I will take it to my grave. I will
You
never.
think he can dance?
You know what? That's a great question. I'm going to text him on the break, and we'll find out on that one. And we'll also do quick hitters next. Morning Juice.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook: read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bobby's knees hurt from doing battle with some of football's toughest warriors. Tito's knees hurt from begging Bobby to let him host this show.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me!
This is Morning Juice.
I do have some breaking news for you. I don't completely hate Jacob Reimer.
How's that?
Because he can't dance.
Oh, what a relief. I bet that he's being modest.
He said.
I bet he got up at his wedding and was just absolutely tearing up the dance floor.
I said, can you dance? He said, no, it looks awful, LOL. Like you, confident wedding reception. My signature at weddings is the Kevin James dance from Hitch. Okay. Bodie's not married. Breaking news on that, too. Austin, you are married.
That's correct.
You've got a daughter named after our country.
Sort of.
Yes. Did you, on your first dance with the wife, was it just like out there, or was it pre-planned?
First dance during the reception. I don't.
Yes. If you don't know, then it was just you.
Yeah,
you winged it.
You picked the song. We picked the song, and then it was just neither one of us are gifted dancers, Tito. So you don't have to hate us for that. It was just swaying side to side, and
it was swaying. Okay,
yeah. Look, and
we did planned.
You did?
Yeah, like we took lessons.
Oh, of course you did. So
Don't say,
you're
of course
already
I
an
did.
elite dancer.
No, I'm not an elite dancer. Trust me.
So
what was your first song?
Good Day for Sunsets by Roger Krager.
All right. Ours was Love by
Jeremiah.
No.
No. Okay.
Nat King
Love
Cole,
by
right?
Jeremiah.
L.
What?
Is for the way you look
Okay.
at me. O is for the only. Anyway.
Who was it by?
Did you have some nice
I think it was Nat King Cole.
spins built in?
There were, yes. It was that kind of thing.
So you've already taken dance
No,
lessons.
it was, I think it's Love. Love. Looking it up there.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I think he knows.
The problem
Nat
is
King
that's
Cole.
His search history just
I think
automatically
Nat King
fills
Cole,
it in.
Love. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one for me. V is very, very extraordinary. E.
Yeah, Nat King Cole.
There we go.
Nailed
That's
it.
the one. That's what
I don't know why he needs the extra E because he already said very.
I
and
know
then
what
he
the E
tacked
was.
on
I don't know. That's
extraordinary.
fine. Extraordinary. E.
But
L
that's
is for
just
the way
for
you look at me.
Yes. Okay.
O is for the only one I see.
Right.
V is for very, very extraordinary.
E
is
is
even more than anyone that
that
you adore can.
Yeah. Exactly.
What?
Spelling.
That ain't
No, I
even
got it. That's
English.
right. Anyway, it's not English, but yeah. So like we went through dance lessons, like 8 weeks of lessons.
8
now,
weeks.
here's the other part.
And Tito said, "I want more."
No, wait, listen.
Yeah.
It was a husband-wife dance studio. Wife, gorgeous, and could dance, obviously.
Well, I would hope so.
Okay. Husband, but times I had to do.
They had big dance energy.
But times I had to dance with the husband.
Now that they say you get, best at something when
I
you're
know.
most uncomfortable. That probably
Got to push
was-
through
yeah.
the boundaries.
It
Get
was-
uncomfortable.
It was a little bit uncomfortable.
That's where the real
Wife?
growth happens.
Oh, it was. Yeah, sure, we can get closer. Husband, I don't want to get closer because I don't want anything to happen.
Scared of what might happen.
Yes.
Can't be afraid to be great.
Listen, I can't. I don't want. I don't want to reveal anything about myself.
Too late
with the husband.
That's what he said. Because
Wife.
Oscar, right?
Oh, great times.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, fellas.
Here we go.
Happy Tuesday. We'll start with some
Let's
college
dance.
football here. This one comes from Brad Crawford of CBS Sports. He ranked what he think will be the top 10 most explosive offenses in the country this fall in the sport of college football. No surprise here. The Buckeyes both made the list, and they got a few opponents on it as well. At number one, for a second consecutive offseason, they're going to be the media's
Here we
darlings,
go.
baby. The Texas Longhorns coming in right up at the top. After that, it's Indiana, Miami, Ohio State, and Oregon in the top 5. 6 through 10 is Notre Dame, LSU, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma State. That would be quite the rebound for the Cowboys if they can go from, I don't know, what they win, like 2 games last year to top 10 offense. But nevertheless, Austin, not a surprise that the Buckeyes, especially with Sayan and Jeremiah Smith coming back, are in the top 5. And no surprise that they have 3 of the top 5, or 3 of the other 4, I guess, if you will, opponents on the list there.
There's something happening right now with these way too early rankings, with the way too early All-American teams that I think is interesting. I don't want to say that it is right or wrong because we'll only find out by the time September rolls around. But I feel like there's been an overcorrection with Indiana. They're obviously Kurt Cignetti.
You don't believe him either. Me either. Yes. Frauds.
I'm not saying fraud.
Frauds.
Is it gonna be that easy to continually reload through the transfer portal? They're still not supplementing that with the recruiting front, and maybe maybe Kurt Cignetti will do this forever, and he is the only culture that matters. But they're losing some talent at wide receiver. They're losing the Heisman Trophy winner. They're this. Well, you said second, right, Bodie?
Number two,
Number 2
yeah.
in the most explosive offenses in the country. Like, based on what? I think we're going a little overboard. People, because just like what you said with fraud and me bringing it up right now, there's people like, well, we were skeptical of Kurt Cignetti and he embarrassed us. Like we said that you couldn't win a national championship at Indiana, and Kurt Cignetti did it. He can do anything and he'll do it forever. He's still only been there for 2 years. The I'm not taking anything away from last season. It was magical. They were undefeated. They beat Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. They deserved everything that they got. I'm not taking anything away from 2025. I'm just asking, can you keep doing that? Are the Indiana boosters going to keep filling up the coffers every single year now that they've already accomplished it once in football? They might want to start winning in basketball again. I don't know. I think they're going a little too far to try and be deferential to Cignetti because he embarrassed them.
Not convinced they won the national championship. We'll wait and see the final results on that, but I'm still not bought in on that one. But yes, Indiana, I wonder if at some point they will start allocating more funds to basketball because they were a damn basketball school for a long, long time.
It's got to hurt.
Does it?
You say were.
I know. Does it hurt, though? Like, do you think that, okay.
They would trade that for a basketball championship in a heartbeat.
Think?
Oh, no, there's no doubt.
I think they would, too.
It feels like Michigan's a basketball school. It is a football school, which is really weird for me.
It's Freaky Friday, man.
Okay, so would they both rather be the opposite? Would Indiana rather be a basketball school? Would Michigan rather be a football school? Do you think both of them would change? Right? Like, yes, I think Michigan would rather be a football school.
They would make that trade. Both of them would.
I think Indiana would too.
I don't doubt it for a second.
I don't know. Just based on what football means now. Being a football school is it's 2 times more important than being a basketball school. Being a football school.
Yeah, but I don't know if a fan base cares about that. Like, I don't know if Indiana fans are waking up today saying, like, thank God now we're a football school. Like, it just it matters in media rights deals and whatnot. Yeah. But I don't know that when you're showing up to Assembly Hall, whenever their next game is, and they're 500 in the Big Ten,
right?
Like, well, this is sweet.
So what you're saying that you think if we polled Indiana fans, Indiana alumni,
today's fan poll.
Yes, today's fan poll.
I think it's
no, don't you can't put that; it'll get pulled. But anyway,
I think it's different. What you said is true about revenue and the importance of broadcast deals. If you asked the Indiana athletic department,
they'd say,
should you be a football school? They'd say, yes, because we need the money and we won't be able to play basketball at the level we want without that. If you ask the fan base, I think it would be overwhelmingly in favor of we are a basketball school. That's the fabric of our identity.
Okay. When was Indiana basketball really Indiana basketball? For you, like, when was the last time that you looked at it and said, you know what? Indiana's a basketball school. It's been years. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to say since Bob Knight. But,
yeah, probably not that long, but it's closer to that than it is to today.
So we're saying 20 years plus. Yep. Maybe 30 years.
Great.
Okay.
Probably 20.
Okay, 20 years would take us back to 2006.
Okay.
I would say 30. Take us back to Am I wrong on that math?
I'm just kidding.
That you looked up like, Bodie, you can't do that with me. Okay, I would say 30 years is 96. Okay, somewhere in the 20 to 30 year range.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that have been born since then. Breaking news.
I'll tell you right now, I don't have any, like, if you ask about, like, blue bloods, I know Indiana's history, but, like, as far as my lifetime, it's Duke, Kansas, Carolina,
it's not Indiana.
Kentucky. Like, it's even Kentucky people can kind of crap on Calipari for maybe not always finishing with some of those very talented teams, but they still won a national championship.
Crap, we didn't void out that S word earlier. You could have used it again. But nonetheless, yes, I'm with you on that.
But I still think it's, like Austin said, it's who they are. I think everybody around here, you could ask them, like, hey, Thad Matta is coming back. How pumped are you? Sweet. Would you trade it for football, though?
No.
Not a chance in hell. And that's okay. Like, I don't, you're allowed to have both, frankly. But, I don't know. Maybe you aren't.
It's so
in today's
difficult
world,
to do both. I mean, honestly.
Who does both well right now? Okay.
I mean, Alabama's been pretty good at men's basketball recently. I know
Michigan
DeBoer
cheated its way to a football national championship.
We're not doing Michigan. But I'm just saying, like, how many other schools are like Texas?
Not really. I mean, their basketball, when's the last time Texas even, like, made – it's tough because you can be good in basketball and not make, like, a Final Four, but I feel like it's been a minute since Texas was even at that level in basketball.
You think back to – the era Billy Donovan's Florida Gators and when Urban was there, that's really the only time that I can remember a school successfully pulling it off simultaneously.
Them in Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Tressel and Thad. But, like, football has kept rolling. Basketball is not.
But you'd rather be a football school than a basketball school.
Well, I guess it depends on who you're at, which fan base
you're right.
you're asking.
Yeah. Indiana. Okay, so Indiana, I think Indiana is fine being a football school now just because it's been so long since they were a basketball school. I don't think Duke would trade it. I don't think North Carolina would trade it. I don't think Kansas would trade it. I don't think Houston would. I'm trying to think of other like elite schools. Florida, Florida, that's a tough one.
Florida's a good one, yeah, because they've been so good enough in both recently.
Right.
I think, though...
Well, but that's the thing. Florida's football has dropped off at the same time that basketball's on the rise. I just, especially now when you have to decide with the revenue sharing cap, and I know that there's other ways to build the rosters, but like Duke is not going to say, let's spend way more on football and sacrifice for basketball.
Right.
And Florida's in a spot where, it's the same true for Ohio State or Alabama or anybody else. Like, how much are you going to devote? Cannot support them equally because you won't be able to win a championship in either if you're trying to balance it out. You have to decide where you want your money to go. And I think the ones that you mentioned, Tito, they're never going to bat an eye. It's basketball. This is what we care about. This is what we're going to be good at. Mm-hmm. And this also plays into what just came up again over the weekend with Gus Johnson and talking about Ohio State basketball. Yeah. The Buckeyes are not poor. They're just not going to fund it at the same level of football, nor should they. Football is Ohio State's identity. And you can't win. I don't think you can simultaneously win championships in both anymore.
What Gus Johnson said when he said, like, oh, yeah, Ohio State's, they can't be great in basketball. They're paying Ryan Day. All the money was Ryan Day.
That was embarrassing.
Okay. That's what I asked you about. Embarrassing for
Gus Johnson.
Yes. Not totally.
Because it's just not. It's not reality.
Let's do this after the break. We're up against. No, seriously, because I want to add something else to this as well. So let's do it after the break because we're up against it.
Going up next, Morning Juice.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show here on 97.1 The Fan. I hit maintenance after dropping 35 pounds on Awaken 180, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't feel different because this is the first time in a long time I've actually reached a goal that I set for my physical health instead of just talking about one, thanks to Awaken 180. I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years, and that's not a small thing. I didn't have to muscle my way there either. The Awaken 180 coaches walked me through it. Every adjustment, every tweak. They made it simple. Honestly, it was easier than I expected. This now feels like momentum. I'm in maintenance mode, and I'm not guessing. I can have pizza. I can have ice cream. All the things I used to love are back on my menu, but my metabolism is firing on all cylinders. The difference is my body doesn't crave it all the time. It was a mindset change and not a Band-Aid. That's the part that changes everything. If you've been circling the same goal for years, maybe you don't need more willpower. Maybe what you need is what I had, a plan, a coach, and a system that makes it easy. Awaken180weightloss.com.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's donorschoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
It is Morning Juice. Stumbled upon this last segment. But there was the comment by Gus Johnson about Ohio State's money going to Ryan Day and not the basketball program. I'll play this cut right now from Jake Diebler on NIL, and then we'll discuss.
All information is inaccurate information, right? Like that, there's an element to NIL that's hidden, and so everything you see or read, whether it's regardless of who it's from, we're not speaking specifically to us right now. There's a lot of inaccurate information out there. The one thing that I know, Adam, is, Ohio State is a really special place. And part of what makes Ohio State special is the fact that we got a big time athletic department that strives for excellence in 36 sports. And there's no question that, football is a major financial driver, to the operation here, right? The other thing that is also true is that, I know Ross, his team, myself, we are working and really have been working relentlessly to continue to push and increase our NIL situation. This landscape has been evolving right in front of our eyes.
Bodie, your thoughts on that?
So I actually wanted to add something slightly different, but the reason, getting back to, we were talking about Indiana and whether or not their fans would basically trade the football championship for a basketball one, trade the football success overall for basketball.
Right.
I think the biggest reason that they would is, like, it's ingrained in who they are. And I would imagine for most Indiana fans, maybe not all of them, but large majority of them, like, they probably have not watched more than, I don't know how many, but probably not, a dozen Indiana football games in the last, 10 years, 15, 20. Whereas basketball, it's like they can win 5 games or 35. Like, they're locked in every game. Here, it's the same thing. Ohio State football could go 6-6 next year and do it for the next 10 years probably. I don't think that's going to happen. But, and it's like every Saturday, the shoe will be full, and, like, people will be locked in no matter what. Some of our shows would be very interesting.
Well, my job would be very difficult if they only win
6 games,
60 games in the next 10 years.
Yeah. Whereas basketball, it's like when they're good, awesome, Schott will get fuller, but
still not sold out.
Full.
Right.
And so it's just like, I think that's where there's something to the fact of, Cubs fans finally winning a World Series after 100 years, because it's like you lived and died with it every single year. And I think that's where Indiana basketball fans probably are. Where football, it was just like be like waking up tomorrow and be like, hey, here's a Christmas present. Yeah. Like, oh, this is awesome. Sweet. But when you wait for Christmas to get here for a whole month and change, or maybe the whole year if you're still young enough,
right?
And then you get the presents, it's like, I've been waiting for this forever. And so that's why I think they would probably, trade the success.
Yeah, I don't think the Bodie's wrong about that.
Okay, so
I think Gus Johnson was wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't expect Ohio State basketball to be Ohio State football. That's unrealistic. The Thad Matta thing, when he got Odin and Conley, and the run they have with Daquan Cook, and the other things he did with, Evan Turner, whatever. Those were all wonderful seasons. They were anomalies. Ohio State basketball will never be Ohio State football. And it will never be Ohio State football for 2 reasons. 1, because monetarily it doesn't make sense. But 2, fan base. And I don't think it's realistic to expect Ohio State to be on the basketball level, and that's just the way it is. And that's just reality. And so
it's not to belittle the people who are really passionate about Ohio State basketball, because I know that they exist, and they will push back on that.
Yes.
That there's enough of them that there should be support. If the shot wasn't so big, the crowd would feel louder and make more noise.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. You and I have both, all three of us have been around Columbus long enough to know that there are people who do care deeply about it, and they are offended if we suggest, which I think that the standard should be higher for Ohio State basketball than the program itself has let it be over the last couple of years. This is a overall, despite there being a pocket and larger than maybe even MAC schools, mid-major, whatever, people that are passionate about Ohio State basketball, compared to the support that comes for football, it will never, ever be the same. That's just the reality.
My baseline, Ohio State basketball, baseline, NCAA tournament every year. Mm-hmm. That should be the goal. Every year, that's your baseline. Ohio State football, playoffs. Okay? Ohio State basketball, oh, here we go. Bodie just turned.
Even football, though, I think, like, I don't know, man. I think if you asked a lot of people, baseline would be more semifinal, not
maybe
just
so.
playoffs.
But if they miss the playoffs, it's a huge freaking deal. Right?
Absolutely.
And it should be a
Why
huge.
you guys need to stop trying to make my life more difficult, all right?
And it's Austin's fault most of the time. Nonetheless, so I'm saying, like,
it's always my fault.
Of course it is, yes. But I'm saying, like, that should be the baseline, though.
Sure.
And anybody who wants to, like, a Sweet 16 year is a fantastic year for college basketball for Ohio State. Sweet 16, oh my God, great season, right? But all the people that want to say Ohio State basketball should be better, why aren't they better? If I tell you they'll put the money in basketball, they might lose out on Julian Sand or Jeremiah Smith. All of a sudden, it's like, whoa. Wait, tap the brakes on that. We don't want to upset the football program.
Yeah.
But there's a balance there.
And what you're saying and what Gus Johnson was implying or accusing Ross Bjork and Ted Carter of over the weekend, it's really not a matter of just can you pay Jeremiah Smith and Julian Sand, and does that make your basketball program worse? Ohio State, this roster for basketball is not playing for free. And any notion that that is the case is so wildly off base that I can't even believe it. I don't understand. I think I have a good idea how it happened. You know, Gus Johnson preparing for this game, talking to the coaching staff, maybe, or anybody around the program say, well, the resources for Ohio State basketball relative to some of their peers does fall short. I'm talking primarily about the Dukes, North Carolinas, Kansas that we already talked about already.
Villanova.
On one of you, like the ones that are spending purely because they want to win a basketball championship. Ohio State is not doing that. And I personally don't think that they should, because of all the things that we outlined about the difference between Ohio State football and Ohio State basketball. But that's different than saying they're not spending at all, because they absolutely are. You would not have Bruce Thornton in this era of college basketball, NIL, and transfer portal for 4 seasons if you were not paying him handsomely. I don't know what the number is. If I did, I still wouldn't report it. That's not my business. Until they get collective bargaining and contracts, that's a student athlete and their private information. So I don't report that stuff. But it's not just him. It's also Devin Royal. It's also John Mobley.
It's Tilly.
It's bringing in former professional players from overseas.
What you got to do.
Like, all those things cost money. Like, this is not a poverty program, Ohio State basketball. They just are not going to spend as aggressively as other programs that care more about college basketball than Ohio State does. And I know that you can say, well, why don't they just start caring about it more? They have endless amounts of money. No, they don't have endless amounts of money. And it does make more sense for them to allocate their resources to football. You can say, well, maybe they should stop paying. Why do they pay 4 sports out of the House settlement? Why are they paying women's volleyball? I don't know. That's the choice they made.
Hey, they've got 36 sports, and they're keeping all of them right now. And
they don't
Ted
want to
Carter
cut.
and Ross Bjork said we don't want to cut sports. There's going to be there's a number. It's not, you're right, it's not unlimited. It's not like Bodie would say when Russell Wilson. It's not Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
It's not that. But Bodie, you, diehard Notre Dame, obnoxious. You almost beat up an old woman at one of the games this year. But nonetheless, he did do that, Austin. He almost beat up an old woman.
I'm aware.
Okay. Would you rather have a Notre Dame football title or basketball title?
Yeah, it's not even close.
Right.
And I would consider myself a pretty diehard basketball fan too. But it's just I watched Saturday's game, 2-win Notre Dame, 2-win Georgia Tech. That was a barn burner there. But it was like, I'll be honest, that was the first time I've watched a game start to finish in probably a couple weeks.
So,
not that where Saturdays and like kind of getting back to what I said with the Indiana thing, like I probably haven't missed a Notre Dame football game in 20 years, like it's not even a question. And they're probably in a similar they are. Oh, well, I would die for Notre Dame's basketball team to be as good as Ohio State right now, but it's like similar situation. It's like, well, we have all these alums and these, it's a prestigious school. You got to have rich alums, and they do. And the football program, I feel pretty comfortable saying, I would guess their roster's at least top 10, name, image, and likeness wise. It may even be closer to top 5.
Right.
But, like you said, CJ Carr ain't playing for free. Not as Julian saying. But it's not endless.
Right.
There's a number on the money. I don't know what it is. I don't know all the inner workings and details of it, but
Austin does.
It's he's got to run on his phone there. But it's not endless. It's not just,
And you have to spend it wisely. And
Ahmad Bradshaw.
That is
Or wait, what's his name? Aaron. Ahmad's the other one. Ahmad had as many rebounds as Ohio State. But Ahmad had better rebounds for Ohio State than Aaron did.
To me, that's the bigger issue currently with this team. I don't think that you can cry poor or Gus Johnson can say that this is purely about money for Ohio State. If you're just objectively looking top to bottom at this roster, you have money. Did you spend it wisely? Did you nail your evaluations? Did the players that you brought in from the transfer portal, are they making an impact for you? I know that there's currently a couple injuries that are depleting the depth, but when we have talked about the reason that Ohio State is not getting bench production is not because they didn't have money to spend on their bench.
It's because they didn't spend.
They didn't spend it wisely. They didn't get their evaluation right, or the development piece has gone awry in some of these cases. It's not just one thing. And to say that it is about the NIL money that's spending on college basketball, I don't think is correct.
Okay, so when you look at that then, you mentioned, okay, and I agree with you. I know last year they did not spend wisely, obviously. They paid Bradshaw $1 million for every rebound he got. But maybe exaggerating a little bit there.
It was close.
Okay, let's just say, though, this year, better choices, but not ideal still. Who does that fall on? And that's where, I wonder, does it fall on Diebler? Does it fall on something else in the administration to where, okay, look, Gabe Cupps has not been what I thought Gabe Cupps would be, but I don't know what they spent on him. I have no idea. But so I'm saying situations like that, though, when you look at it, it's like whose neck, God, that sounds violent. I don't want to say whose neck is on the line, but who, though, should be held accountable for that?
Well, if we're looking at a scenario where the recruiting class for next year, that you believe that Jake Diebler's ability to develop relationships, if you want to keep a McDonald's All-American in the fold, and if we're accepting that no matter what happens in the next 6 games that Jake Diebler is going to get year 3, which I don't know, that seems more likely than not to me.
I think so, yep.
Then we're going to have to almost put a pause on that evaluation because he's going to be given a large enough sample size to evaluate. The head coach is ultimately responsible for that. I don't think we can shift that to the athletic department or the NIL, Ross Bjork, whatever. They trusted Jake Diebler to take over for Chris Holtmann based on the end of that season.
Beat Purdue.
The ability to keep that roster intact, which didn't quite happen.
It didn't. It was like, oh, we love Diebler. We love Diebler. Okay, he's your coach. Okay, we're transferring. I'm leaving.
And look, it may well be that NIL is part of that conversation. And some of the places that they went, those deals might have been unmatchable for Ohio State or something that they didn't want to match, or they didn't think that was the right way to allocate the finite amount of resources. I don't want to even call it limited because they have to be. I can't say this with any certainty. But there's no way in my mind that Ohio State's roster is anywhere outside of the top 35 in spending. Say, well, that's not good enough for Ohio State. They expect to compete for championships in every single sport. And I don't have a counter argument to that. But other than they want to be number 1 in one of those sports, they don't want to be number 15 in both of them. And so
yes,
that's what you have to manage. Which one of those things do you want? And when I say it's not just a fan base conversation, it is also the athletic department and the president's decision. And if you're looking at the horseshoe compared to the Schott, that's the most easy conversation that you could ever have.
And as far as success goes for this year's team, look, man, I think you guys know me well enough. I'm normally like the last person to ever call for anybody to be fired because I think it's just silly and I think it's easy just to scream it into the microphone. And so let me be clear, I'm not doing that. But let's call it what it is. This team, like, they're not talentless. They've had how many opportunities to win these big games?
Yes.
They had every opportunity to beat Virginia. You lost by 1 point to Carolina in a neutral site game back in, what was that, December, give or take there?
December.
You lost by 8 points on the road to Illinois. You lost by 3 points at home to a top 10-ish Nebraska team. Like, you flip a couple of those games into wins, and right now we're sitting here saying, like, okay, where are they opening up in the NCAA? Where they're going to be on Selection Sunday.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be a 1 or 2 seed. I get that.
Yep.
But, like, 6 or 7, probably, and still with an opportunity to rise with the next few games. Yeah. Like, and that's, that doesn't mean that name, image, and likeness and stuff like that couldn't be better, but it's not like they aren't. They're not, Michigan kind of got you twice pretty good, and Michigan's clearly a level ahead of Ohio State and, frankly, most teams in the country this year. But as far as Ohio State goes, like that kind of is like you got enough talent and coaching, but you need to do it a little bit better.
I think that's when we're talking about the likelihood, I think, at least in my opinion, of Jake Diebler returning for year 3. I can see both sides of the argument, Bodie. Like, they were close in those games that you mentioned. That can be a sign of encouragement that Jake Diebler is continuing to get buy-in from his players, or what's the cause that this is happening year after year after year, that you're out of the tournament potentially for the 4th year in a row? Why can't you get over the hump? What is it that has to be improved? I don't think money solves a lot of problems, but it doesn't solve every problem if you don't spend it correctly. And you asked the question, Tito, and I don't know the answer, because I think that you can spread the blame around. Anytime you're going to have one of these failures, I don't believe it is just one thing. It is not just identification, evaluation, not just NIL spending, not just, do they need to do something different in the weight room to be tougher against Michigan or what? Like, it's comprehensive, I think. They are going to need to find 2, 3, 4% improvement across the board to get back to where they want to go. And that it's every single area of the program. Maybe tonight they can erase a lot of that conversation.
They
I don't
could.
know.
They could in the next 6 games, no question.
But when I look at it, though, like, you see these different graphics and things that pop up, but like the calendar, it's Ohio State football season, Ohio State football season, Ohio State football season. Then it's complaint about Ohio State basketball. Then it's Ohio State spring football. Then it's Ohio State football. Like, we're in that window there.
March Madness, to me, is spring practice number 1 on March 10th.
I understand. But that's where we're at right now. We're in that crux of complain about Ohio State basketball because there's not football to talk about right now. But I have realistic expectations. And I think I did a poll question, Bodie, no offense, way back when, about what would mean more to you today, an Ohio State football national championship or Ohio State basketball. In my lifetime, Ohio State, and I'm older, breaking news than both of you combined, maybe. But nonetheless, what would mean more to you? An Ohio State basketball championship they haven't won since the 60s. Early 60s.
It's the only one.
Only one, or a football one, which I've experienced in 2002. I've experienced it in 2014. I've experienced it in 2024.
Come on, Tito, it was only a year ago.
It's fine. I've got 3 of them.
It's always tough, right, when the national championship spills into January of 2025.
But what would mean more, though?
It's football. It always means more.
And I still don't think it'd be particularly close.
Maybe not close, but which is why then I go to the other side of it. Like, you know what? Then let's not have expectations for basketball that are equivalent to football, because it's not there, because it doesn't mean as much. And I root for Jake Diebler. I root for this team. I know we had other people, we talked about it last week, that were rooting against Ohio State. I'm not there.
Which is asinine.
Yes.
Let's call it what it is. Like,
it is.
That was ridiculous.
Yes. But I am realistic. And if Ohio State misses a tournament this year, I'm not fired Diebler. I'll give him another year.
Yeah, I don't think that they should either. And some of the conversation at the end of the Holtman era was, well, he is a great person. He does things the right way. You're never going to cross the lines with the NCAA. Like, hopefully he can see this through. It got to an untenable point, And we'll say a lot of the same things about Jake Diebler. He is a fantastic person. I fully believe that he is a great relationship builder. I think and the frustrating part is it's easier than it has ever been in college basketball, and as Curt Cignetti proved in college football, that you can turn something around and build a winner almost overnight. And that's the thing. It used to be a much easier conversation. Yeah, give him 3-4 years. Let him have his own class get in here. Let him develop a guy and see it through. I think the thing that Jake Diebler will have to probably do better in this offseason from year 2 to year 3 is hit on these portal acquisitions. And maybe there will be a donor who says, well, I heard what Gus Johnson said, and I'd like to spend $2 million of my own money.
$40 million a career. Go ahead.
Like, I'd love to get a high-scoring portal acquisition for Ohio State this offseason. That's what it's going to take, because it can't come out of the university bucket.
Right.
That money is for football.
Yeah.
And it is always going to be that way. And I don't know if there are other people that are willing to, or that are at that point of frustration with Ohio State basketball, at least a wealthy enough booster who's like, this is what I care about. Let's get it fixed. Again, I don't think it's broken beyond repair. As Bodie said, Notre Dame would gladly trade spots with Ohio State basketball right now. They're in the mix.
Football too.
Football too. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go. They're
going to make the playoffs.
Ohio State is on the bubble.
Go Miami.
It's not as if they are 7-15 or 8-15. Like they're there. Contending. And I know that that's not good enough for the Ohio State standard overall, but let's at least give it 6 games and maybe even let's give it a year 3. I'd love to see Ohio State get back into meaningful basketball in March. Bruce Thornton deserves an opportunity to play a game like that, especially what he did on Saturday. He was absolutely phenomenal to watch. But that brings us back to the original point. It's, I think, manageable and fixable relative to the expectations you have, Tito, with the amount of money that they're already spending. They are not hoping that people come to Ohio State and play for free. Or again, the guy that I just talked about on Saturday night would not be playing in the Schott tonight, period.
Some of the coaching I got from Fish, it was like promote what's going on 24 hours from now. So like right now on my show sheet, it says that this time tomorrow, Austin Ward will join us.
Oh, that's fun.
But that's your normal.
What are you guys going to do for the first hour?
I know. We're going to figure out that. But it says that this time tomorrow, Austin Ward will join us, so make sure you're tuned into that. Coming up next, I hate this certain college basketball coach, but I love what he did. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Every great team starts with a playbook, a plan to move the ball down the field and score. Your business, it's no different. Whether you're expanding, hiring, or upgrading equipment, you need a game plan to make every dollar count. And that's why it's important to have an experienced banking team on your side. Here's Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, President of Riverside Bank of Dublin, on how they help local businesses design their winning playbook.
Thanks, Bobby. That's where Riverside Bank excels in our relationships with our clients. Our commercial banking team helps local businesses design winning strategies, from cash flow management to growth financing, so you're ready for every fourth quarter decision.
It's important to always have a plan and to never leave your business to chance. If you need help, call an audible with the team that knows your success and our success are closely aligned. Look for our new branch location at Bridge Park in 2026.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much left because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on the dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. Great conversation there. On the air. I just want to make sure
Can't vouch for anything that happens off the air.
We've had people that look, and I believe this, Austin, and you've been in this with us.
Yeah.
But like, I think if we did like a special subscription to hear the comments that we make in the breaks, I think it would sell. Bodie, right? It would sell, wouldn't it?
It would sell.
Especially with Carp.
Then we'd be unemployed after about a week.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
some people here might.
We took liberties with the dump button earlier today, but that's fine. I just think it would go well.
I think we should just all do it. If one show does it,
every show does it?
Everybody's got to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd love to hear that.
And you can hear what I say about you, and I'll hear what you say about me, and that's fine. Let's get it out there.
First of all, let's just clear the air. No, wait, let's not do that. We don't fight.
Oh, not us. Not the three of us.
Right.
Like, not within.
Everybody love everybody.
ELE.
It's right up there on the wall.
It's right there on the wall. Come on, man. So
you're gonna go tell Fish that you want to bring in a Patreon for the off-air chat?
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's lean into it.
Okay.
All right.
Make it happen, Fish.
Kelvin Sampson, Houston coach.
Your favorite guy.
Not my favorite guy, but the other guy's not my more favoriter, least favoriter guy I don't like as much. Okay. Anyway, Kelvin Sampson.
You think he can dance?
Look, if he wants to, he can
leave his cares behind.
Yes. I love the fact Reimer can't dance. Anyway. No, there was a guy that I was friends with for a while, and he would always own weddings. Like he did the John Travolta dance from Grease and Urban Cowboy, and it was like he was really
fun.
smooth.
It's not
fun, but it was annoying because I couldn't do it.
I can see that. Yeah, it's also probably not the most regularly used skill.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a couple times a year maybe.
Right. I know.
But
you'd still have to practice it to be ready for it, which is
that's true.
How much time you got?
And that's a fun, gun to have in the holster, even if you don't use it often.
But you've got your group of friends in your 20s, you late 20s, Austin, whatever. No, late 20s. You're going to be 30 this year. Don't. But no, people start getting married, have kids. But anyway, you'll have weddings you'll go to.
Get a lot of reps.
And so you get that opportunity to. And
so from the age of, what was your friend's name?
I'm not going to say his name.
Okay.
Because I don't want to give him credit.
Tito's
Scott
friend.
Davis. Scott Davis. That's his name. Scott Davis.
You could have just said his first name.
Scotty D. I've heard that guy's a great dancer.
Scotty doesn't know.
There's two Scott Davises I know. One just passed away. This one's still alive.
May God rest his soul.
Yes, thank you.
So Scott, from the age of
lost to cancer.
Call it. Well, Dickie V's gonna beat it though.
He's gonna beat it though.
They should have put him in Cameron Indoor.
I know.
But Dickie V said it's the best medicine for it. Are you serious?
That's his voice now.
But Scott, though, was living it up, age 23 to
like
36.
All of us getting married and all this kind of stuff, and you have parties and the receptions and all. Anyway, I'm not gonna.
That's fun.
Anyway, where we at? Okay. Kelvin Sampson said, "Hey, we're poor." Now, a guy
also not true. Quit coaches and broadcasters. Quit saying these programs are poor. It's ridiculous.
Mick Cronin for UCLA, who I hate. That's the one I hate. He Venmoed. This is what Mick Cronin had the best line. Sampson said this. He was at an interview on Sunday. He Venmos me $1. He said, "Yo, man, I heard your shtick. At post-game press conferences, you got to learn not to say certain things, but I did get that you don't have very much, so here's $1. He Venmoed him $1.
Here's $1. Call someone who cares.
Right. Mick Cronin, I don't think he's ever had hair.
I didn't know that he had a sense of humor.
I don't think he does. I think he's just a jerk. But anyway, and that's fine. I'll put it out there. But I don't think he's ever had hair. And no offense, again, to Fish on that one. I don't know if Fish ever had here either. But nonetheless, Mick Cronin, though, did that. I love the fact he did it. It was snarky, and it was and so I like the fact that Cronin did that.
It is amusing as well. It's like some self-awareness in the message that because Mick Cronin's post-game press conferences often get a little bit weird.
Yes.
And accusatory towards his players or officials and saying some things that he shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And we know emotions run high. Those are difficult scenarios to manage for all coaches. You win games, lose games. I think the most amusing part of it to me, outside of the Cronin factor, is that Kelvin Sampson was making that claim about NIL and how much they were spending after they won a game by like 30 points against UCF.
Yes.
And it's laughable just on its face. We can't spend with all these other guys. I believe it was another top 3 signing class that he had. Are all those players coming to Houston for free? That's shocking in this era of college basketball. How did that happen, Kelvin? I mean, he's been known, I think, to aggressively pursue players through any means necessary.
Indiana's when he had the issues, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
Basketball school.
Football school.
So I find it challenging to accept that Houston is not spending at the level required. Strangely, the football program has fallen off as a competitive force as the basketball program has risen to prominence. I wonder what caused that.
Would you think that Houston is in the top 20 among spending for their basketball program?
I'd say without question.
I think so, too.
That's what Houston cares about.
It might be top 10.
They signed a top 3 class.
Yes.
That doesn't happen by accident. And
that's where I look at it. It's like, shut up. And I love the fact Cronin sent him $1.
It's so good. They all should have kicked in $1 for him.
Right. The Dolphins, by the way, yesterday, Miami Dolphins, switching gears to football, released Tyreek Hill and also Bradley Chubb.
Switch gears, too.
Yes. Tyreek Hill, who is long wanted, it seems like, out of Miami now. He has said.
Seems like he wants out of freedom of life.
Okay, so he's like James Harden, right? Wherever he's at, he's not happy.
Trouble follows.
Volume shooter.
To be fair to Harden, I don't know that he's running any legal issues the way Tyreek Hill has, but.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'm saying, I just think, I feel like James Harden is never happy where he's at. He's happy for a moment.
True. Yeah.
And I feel like Tyreek Hill is going to be the same way. Because,
he wanted to be in Miami desperately until he didn't.
Right.
It was at the end of the season 2 years ago, right? He's like, I don't think I'm going to be back here.
Right.
Yeah.
And Miami's like, why? Where are you going to go?
Here's what
done
he
playing
said
football
yesterday. The love I have for this game is unexplainable. Then why try to explain it? And right now, this offseason, for the first time ever, the cheetah is all the way turned up and locked in, focused. The cheetah don't slow down, ever.
What if
so everyone
your
wondering,
knee is in a million pieces?
So to everyone wondering what's next, just wait on it. The cheetah will be back, born again. That's what he said.
How do we feel about not only referring to yourself in third person, but not only just not saying Tyreek, but calling yourself the cheetah?
Yourself the cheetah. Self-appointed nickname.
Yes.
I've never called Tyreek Hill that. Do you call him the cheetah?
No, I called Connor Scallions a cheetah.
Yeah, he is. He is the cheetah.
He's the cheetah. Yeah, I don't recall the last time I referred to Tyreek Hill as the cheetah.
I don't remember the last time I thought about Tyreek Hill. Honestly,
when I looked up at the television screen, I was like, "Ooh, that his leg kind of looks like an L."
You're right. Yes, right. It does.
It doesn't look right.
And then you just moved on.
I will tell you this though. If the Steelers sign him,
you're about to be on board.
I'm a cheetah.
Listen, I was going to say, you know who could use a
Born
weapon?
again.
Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders could. You're right. Shedeur Sanders could. Yes, that's fair.
Perfect timing.
Yes, he's available now, so you can go get the cheetah. The Dolphins seem like they're in a very much a rebuild mode now, but
poor Jeff Hafley, man.
Oh.
You show up.
See, that's the other thing too, man.
Show up and they're like, well, we're going to release all these players that you've heard of, that you might have used. Bradley Chubb's gone. Tyreek Hill's gone. Now, I don't know how much Tyreek Hill would have in the tank coming off that injury.
Right.
Obviously, he believes he's going to rise like a phoenix.
Right.
and then run like a cheetah after that. I think Miami's probably rightfully skeptical of that. But Jeff Hafley shows up and it's like, well, they better have some patience for me because I didn't choose this roster being burned to the ground. I didn't know that I was going back to Boston College.
Or maybe he did, though. But maybe he did.
I feel like that probably had to be part of the conversation, right?
Like, what do we do with the rosters? Tyreek, Tua.
I want to come coach here, but like we have to have a long because like you just said there, Tito, Tua. I don't think he's in their future plans either.
I don't think he is.
And that's fine. I don't really blame him. Miami, they had a decent run here the last 4 or 5 years, but that team clearly their ceiling was wild card round of the playoffs. And although they did score 70 on the Broncos that one time,
they did.
But, they hit their ceiling, and that's fine. And but you got to give Hafley a couple years to reset it. Then now,
Hafley did not have great success at BC. Seemed to do well, obviously Green Bay, but
pretty tough place to win.
It is. Ask O'Brien, Bill. It is not easy to win there.
With your negative questions.
Yes, right. Something else I saw yesterday. That the 2027, I know because one thing we can't wait to talk about is the 2027 All-Star Game weekend in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be here before you know it.
Before you know it, yes.
I heard they were going to have a dance competition.
They might. That's fine. I got plenty of time to plan for that. Nonetheless, a certain player said he is going to be in the three-point competition next year. That'd be one Steph Curry.
It's big. It's throwing your name out there a year in advance.
Steph said he wants Dame Lillard and Klay Thompson also to participate.
Oh, we're going to have a
veterans, a
2012 three-point shootout.
I love it.
Let's bring back Larry Bird.
I would love to see that. I saw the one proposal where like you have your shooters in the competition, but on the other side you've got 5 legends, one at each rack of balls. And so you don't have to move around, like Reggie Miller, Jordan, whatever, Bird. Jordan wouldn't do it. But like guys like that, though, in each one. Craig Hodges, maybe. I'm trying to think of another three-point legend maybe from back then.
Shaq.
Okay, Shaq. Danny Ainge, whatever. But I'm saying you have one at each
that'd be fine.
bucket. And they don't move. They just have to shoot their rack. And you put them up against the guys in the NBA. I'd enjoy that.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
It's got to be a skill you don't really lose, right?
I would
like Bird. I would think Bird. Even I don't know,
rolls out of bed.
Yeah, but no, Bird could do it. Bird, top
I
of
would
the
think
key.
he could go out there and just stand in one
crooked-ass
spot.
finger. Yeah.
Fight, a little warm up a little bit.
Right.
Get the joints loose.
Yeah.
I would think he could go 5 for 5 or 4 for 5.
I think he could also. I think that if you had that, I think Reggie Miller also. Reggie Miller would train for it.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller would take it seriously.
He's not too old, really.
He's not too young.
I mean,
he was drafted in, 87?
Yeah.
Gosh, was he?
I think he was drafted in 87 by the Pacers.
Sounds right to me.
Look that up, Bodie.
Reggie Miller.
Because I would nail that. Yeah. 87 draft, right?
For 60. I just typed in age.
We'll type in draft.
Isn't it wild how we can just sit here on a Tuesday morning in Columbus and spitball better ideas for NBA All-Star games than what they are rolling out there?
That's what we're doing. I think 87 NBA draft, because Pacers fans were very angry that they took Reggie Miller over Steve Alford.
Well, I think they got it right.
Alford went to the Mavericks in the second round, and Pacers fans were livid.
Yeah, Reggie Miller, 11th overall, 87 draft.
87 draft, yeah. So,
Steve Alford, he went
second round to Dallas.
15 picks later.
Yeah. And Dallas fans, and by the way,
let's go.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Old white people. Old white Indiana Hoosiers basketball fans, when they were a basketball school, got ticked that the Pacers would take this guy from UCLA over their beloved
local
Steve
legend.
Alford. Yes.
He understands what it means to be a Hoosier.
He does.
This was a good draft.
It was.
The Admiral, number 1.
Yeah. And he couldn't play for a couple years.
Scottie Pippen, 5th.
Scott Pippen. Right? Does it say Scott or Scotty?
It says Scotty.
Okay, because he was drafted when they announced it. They announced him as Scott Pippen. Olden Polynice got drafted by the Sonics and then traded for Scott Pippen. Scott Pippen drafted by the Sonics, traded to the Bulls for Olden Polynice. That's how they got Scott Pippen.
Whew. There you go.
Was Horace Grant in that draft
Horace
also?
Grant was 10, Reggie Miller 11, Muggsy
Yeah.
Bogues 12, Reggie Lewis.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He was 22.
Yeah, that was a good draft. Better than the 86 one when Len Bias died.
That one was a little bit of a buzzkill.
And you had like Washburn. Chris Washburn, I think it was an 86 draft. And
Chuck Person, Kenny Walker.
Didn't he also have some issues?
He had some issues, yes. Yes, he absolutely did, yes. That was that was not a great draft in 86.
I think the 80s were a different time.
They were. Just say no.
Based off of?
This is your brain on drugs.
Just hindsight.
Yeah.
Looking back.
Not our finest moment.
Yeah, I mean, we all lived through things.
This is fun, though, for Steph. I mean, it's probably...
It's got to be near the
last
end.
one.
I know.
Pretty close. He'll be
It'd be fun to
37
see
next
it, though.
month.
Yes.
He could still, obviously, he's still like at the very kind of peak of his game, even at this age.
Making movies
but,
now, too.
Yeah, there you go.
He ruined my kid's game. My kid does that step back three now, and he doesn't get the legs into it.
Do I look like? Oh shoot, what's Steph's dad name?
Oh, Dell.
Yeah. Do I look like Dell?
Del Curry? Yeah.
You think
you
got
didn't get
those
these jeans?
jeans?
Nope, you didn't get them, son. You didn't get them.
Into the paint.
Yes.
Did you win that championship a couple weeks ago? I wasn't in after the Super Bowl.
No, we lost the championship.
Oh no.
Yeah, we lost. We won the semifinal, which was a big game, and like I told Bodie, it was like beating the Russians. It was a big game. We didn't like the other team.
Couldn't follow it up.
Just too excited.
But, yes, but then we had an hour break, and we came out flat, and my son fouled out with 5 minutes left in the game.
Oh, coach.
That sounds like a coach's decision.
Well, it's funny. He got his fourth foul, and the head. I let somebody else head coach. I was the assistant. He looks at me. He said, "That's 4." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You think we're gonna pull him?" I said, "Man, I don't know." And he said, "Well, he can't take it home with him." I said, "Oh, he won't. He's smart enough. He won't commit a fifth." And then 30 seconds later, my kid's on
next
the bench
trip
crying.
down the floor.
My kid's on the bench crying because they lost.
Fouled out in the championship game.
Which is why I never want to be the head coach. Not my fault. Kidding.
Minor setback for a major comeback.
I just blame the players.
That's all I did. That's them.
I
right?
put him out there. He
Mick
got
Cronin.
5 fouls.
Mick Cronin style.
What do you
Right,
want me to
exactly.
do?
Make
Go out
your
there
damn
and
shots.
We
hold his
trusted
hand?
you.
We got a tournament this weekend though, which I'm excited about.
Ooh.
And then a tournament next week.
On the road?
After that.
Or
yes,
here?
on the road. We have 3 tournaments all on the road.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Coming up next, we'll tell you who's got his juice, morning juice.
It's truck season at Germain Toyota, and the deals are about as tough as the trucks. Get into a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with $299% financing for up to 72 months, plus $1,000 in Toyota Financial Services finance cash, or lease a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for just $289 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, and $36.99 due at signing. Power, reliability, and offers that work as hard as you do. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
it's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Bobby is the all-American male. Tito pulled a hammy getting his mail. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice, final segment of the program. I've got a great fog story. Bodie, should I play What's Got You Juice first or do the fog story?
Let's knock out What's Got You Juice real quick.
What's Got You Juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, it's Tuesday. What Schlegg's got to say?
Do I have a lot of saliva in my, when I'm speaking?
First dude I've ever heard say that, Schlegs.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it just sounds like it's muffled or something.
We have learned in the last probably couple weeks now, Austin, that Schlegs basically can no longer speak.
Yes.
Bobby's told us basically every time he talks to him, now that he's back working with the Buckeyes in the weight room, his voice is just whatever voice he had already, which was already pretty raspy, kind of going out on him a little bit, even on a normal. He could, I think, not talk all day until 9 o'clock at night and speak to, and he sounded like he'd be screaming all day. But
couldn't be less surprised by that.
Exactly, yeah. Juiced to hear this fog story, Tito. I'll be honest with you guys. Simple Tuesday, just juiced about life. Don't really have anything.
It's an embarrassing fog story.
Okay, well,
aren't they all?
This is really bad.
All right,
but me personally, nothing too exciting going on. Honestly, just living, man. Enjoying the weather. That has me juiced. Nice to go outside and still be able to feel my extremities. But other than that, Ward, nothing too exciting for me.
I mean, I am a little bit juiced by the temperatures going up, and I'm intrigued by the fact that we're getting such unusual weather. Like, I'm not normally one of those people that will look at the forecast, worry about what's going to happen a week out. But the blizzard of snow, like that was, I don't recall ever seeing so much of that in Columbus in the 15 years that we've lived here. I don't remember having consecutive days or the level of fog when I left my house this morning. It's like I couldn't see to the end of the block. I don't remember that ever happening. So I don't know, we're living through a unique time. I'm also pretty juiced that I think we're at this point where we're going to get resolution with all of the contracts for Ohio State's full-time coaching staff. That includes Matt Patricia.
Yes.
And it includes Larry Johnson. So both of those guys sticking around to lead the Silver Bullets. I think that is notable. We'll see what some of those dollar amounts and the length looks like for Ohio State. But they have, I think Ryan Day and Ross Bjork have a clear vision for what they want this coaching staff to look like, much more NFL style. It is expanded. Robbie Disher as well with special teams coming in to be that coordinator. We're going to have something, I think, to break down in the days ahead, maybe this week. But I think all of those are done, and we're going to get T's crossed, I's dotted, and some details to break down this week, Tito, and that's got me juiced.
So at this point, you would say if Matt Patricia's not the DC for Ohio State, you would be shocked.
I would be absolutely stunned. Okay. I believe it's done.
All right. Long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
I was 8. And we're at a friend's house out in the country.
That was a long time ago.
Thank you very much. Friend's house out in the country. And we come across some baby mice. All right. This is a true story, Bodie. It's not a joke. I wish.
I'm ready.
So we have a cage then. We bring the baby mice home. We are going to care for these baby mice. I'm 8. My brother's 5. My sister's 10. We're going to care for these baby mice. We put them down in our basement in this cage. It got cold that night.
Oh,
they froze to death. Now,
in the basement?
How many animals have you killed in your life?
Okay. The next morning it might have been President's Day, whatever. We had school off. The Catholic schools still had school. There was a Catholic school, St. Matthias, on Carl Road. We wake up as children who have just killed these mice.
Guilty.
Yes. Our plan is we are going to go to St. Matthias Church and pray for these dead mice. All right.
That's very nice of you.
Thank you. I'm 8.
Honorable.
Little slow. Didn't know how to ride a bike yet.
Okay.
But your heart is in the right place.
5-year-old brother knows how to ride a bike. 10-year-old sister knows how to ride a bike. 8-year-old Tito does not know how to ride a bike. We have this great plan. This is my sister's plan. I'll ride the bike, she says. We've got this rope. We'll put it around your waist. When I'm riding, you can run.
Oh, no.
Just as fast. We'll get there quicker.
Of course.
Great plan.
Now, if you could run that fast, you wouldn't need the bike.
Thank you.
But
where was Austin Ward back in 1979 when these damn mice died? So,
I was thinking at least on a skateboard behind the bike. That would make.
I rode a green machine. You remember the green machines? Like you don't know. The green machine was like big wheels, but like you had. Anyway, I could ride a green machine. Nonetheless, this was a great idea.
One of the plastic tricycles. Yeah.
No, it wasn't a tricycle. It was like you had a wheel in front, 2 in the back, but like you turned by shifting.
How many wheels?
That's
was
right.
It?
No, but not a tricycle. A tricycle's different. Anyway, so
I counted 3.
We start. It's a foggy morning. I see somebody coming at us, and like they had clothing on that looked like a witch. They were on a bike, but it looked like a witch in the fog. That's why I remember the foggy morning. We start going on Matthias Drive. Danforth Drive. Sister's chucking. I'm not keeping up.
Really? That's surprising.
I fall. I stumble. She falls off the bike as well because of that. But now we are these lower to middle class white kids, and I've got corduroys on with holes in the pants now because of the fact I couldn't keep up, and I'm bleeding. And sister's not in a great spot either. We go to this St. Matthias school, still had school that day. And so everyone's in these pristine uniforms out playing on the playground. And we walk up looking like
covered in blood.
Yeah, covered. I'm bleeding with holes in my corduroy pants. They're all looking pristine, looking proper. And I want to go in there. And somebody stops us. Like, I don't know, nun, administrator. Like, hey, what are you guys doing here? We want to pray for our dead mice. They let us in, and I bled all over the place. But we prayed for the dead mice and then went home. That's my fog story. That I thought it was smart enough at that point to put the rope around my waist, and I'll just keep up with her.
Feels like there were a lot of flaws in this plan, starting with the mice.
There's been a few. Look.
That was the first misstep. But how cold is this basement?
It wasn't that cold, I didn't think, but apparently it wasn't a finished basement.
Cold enough.
It was cold enough, apparently, to kill them. But
maybe they were going to die anyway. It wasn't the temperature.
No,
I don't think you should wear that.
Well, wait. Thank you again. I wore it that day. Like, I can still imagine. Like, in my mind, I've got a very vivid memory of walking up through the playground, and it felt like in that situation where, like, the record just stops. You know, like, and everyone's looking at us. Here's these.
You're asking yourself how you got here.
Right. And I'm wondering, like, so yeah, dead mice. That's my fog story. Every time
you got to stop thinking about the mice, Tito. It wasn't your fault.
Don't do it. Don't you're going to do that, buddy.
Just let it go.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I know it wasn't my fault, but I feel like still it's.
Mice would have just been dead the next day anyway.
Let's back up. What kind of logical family says yes from out in the country? Bring these bring these baby mice home, and we'll care for them. We knew it would end badly. We live in, like, we're in a community. No one raises mice.
Not sure that you had a great plan for feeding and nurturing these mice at 8 years old.
I think my parents drank. I think they were drinking that night.
Some sort of parental direction.
There was a flaw there. Right?
Could have helped the rope, too.
Maybe they got
the rope thing. By the way, where the hell were the parents? We woke up the next morning to go pray for dead mice, and nobody stopped us at one point and said, hey, wait, what are you guys doing?
Apparently I think they were probably impressed. Well, that's really nice of you.
Hey, your heart's in the right place.
You're going to go to church on your day off?
Okay, Mom. And
we never went to church. Ever. We never went to church.
Waist.
But it's okay. We're going to sleep in. Go ahead and tie the rope around your slow brother's body.
Maybe you
and see if he can keep up.
Maybe that was part of the problem.
Maybe that's what it was. Let's pray for sanity. Let's not pray for the dead mice. Let's pray that Tito and his siblings figure out, hey, not a good idea to tie a rope around his waist and think he can run as fast as your bike.
That's my favorite part. You could have been firing up the green machine, which is definitely not a tricycle. That is a tricycle.
The green machine was a real deal. It wasn't a tricycle, dude. Tricycle's different than a green machine. Google it. Google that and
Kurt Signetti,
Robert Duvall. Google all of them.
I don't. Why'd you have to end it on such a down note?
Hey, come on, Tito.
He was great in Four Christmases.
He's great in everything. He's a legend.
Wasn't he in that one movie that I haven't seen yet?
Yes,
Bodie?
he was. Lonesome Dove.
Probably, yeah.
What was he in the one Ricky Bobby? Or was he in the other one?
Ricky
The Tom
Bobby.
was he in the
No, he
Tom
wasn't in
Cruise
Ricky
one? He was in the
I don't think
Days
he was
of
in
Thunder.
Top Gun. Oh.
No, Days of Thunder was like the opposite of Ricky Bobby, right?
I've never seen Days of
Is
Thunder.
that true, Austin?
Uh,
Days of Thunder.
I'm not seeing his name amongst the
Days of Thunder was the
leading
Tom
cast.
Cruise racing movie.
It was.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Was Duvall in that one?
Doesn't look like it.
Duvall. I think he was.
We've
I don't think he was.
got Randy Quaid.
You know what? I take that back. He was.
Wasn't he?
He's pretty low on the
But he's on that, though,
cast
yes.
listing now.
Okay, so he was opposite
Yeah,
than the
Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, John C. Reilly.
Yes.
Keeps Cal Naughton before Cal Naughton.
Harry Hogue. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember that character that well. Or know how to say his name. But you were right. You got
Thank
that.
you. I got
Nailed
that
it.
part right. I don't get many movie references right. I also have never been tied to a bike since that day. Nonetheless.
Really?
Are you sure?
Yes. Not that I know of.
Well,
who knows?
we'll get a bike back in here tomorrow.
What about
Made
mice?
sense, yes. The dead mice.
Have you
I'm
raised
sorry.
any?
And by the way, there were 3 of them. So it was 3 blind mice, 3 dead mice,
3 dead
whatever.
mice.
That's fine.
That
I'll wear
version
it.
of the nursery rhyme didn't catch on.
I cannot wait till my therapy session this week. I've got so much to talk about. Thanks, folks, for tuning in. Austin Ward's with us forever.